Welcome back to the National Defense. It's Randy Miller, and one of the most fantastic places here at the AUSA is BAE Systems. Man, they got some equipment around this place. We're with Bill Sheehy here, and he knows all about it, don't you, Bill?
I do, and just to correct you right off the bat, Randy, it is the epicenter of AUSA. The BAE booth has not one, but two AMPVs on site.
Yes, and one of these has been fired.
That's correct. By the United States Army, safety certified for soldiers to operate and use down at Fort Moore at Red Cloud Range.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you think your vehicles have been fired more times than I have been fired in radio?
I think the over-under you getting fired is about 20, so maybe a little more.
Hey, so what are we looking at back here? Talk to us about this a little bit.
Oh, I'd love to. So, Randy, first, this is a prototype vehicle of the AMPV, and it is a prototype because it has a 30-millimeter cannon on top. It also has CRT, which is composite rubber track on the bottom, which reduces vibration and weight on the vehicle. So it's an AMPV chassis, a fully qualified, certified Army chassis that is fielded today, and we have integrated on it a 30-millimeter cannon with a javelin. It's the same turret that the United States Marine Corps uses on their ACV. So that's why we chose it. It's fully certified on the Marine Corps, and we wanted to show its ability to integrate onto an AMPV.
So, in explaining all that, Bill, when somebody starts to train on that, how many hours does that take, approximately? I mean, it's got to take a while to find out everything going on there, right?
Yeah, so when we field a new vehicle, like the AMPV, which we fielded to 3rd Infantry Division, it's a staged training thing. So you do all your maintenance training and your operational training, and that takes a few weeks to get all that done. Now, when you add in the complexity of a fire control system and a turret, then you have to add that into the training as well. But it's called NET, New Equipment Training Team. They go out and they do that work.
And so, we're talking to folks on Armor Forces Radio Network also. And so those guys and gals, when they're in something like this, what do they need to know? What are some of the things that they might need to know?
So the first thing you need to know about an AMPV is it replaces the 113 family of vehicles that were fielded in the 60s. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I know it's well before your time, but we fielded the M113s in the 60s, and now the AMPV is replacing them on a one-for-one basis. And what they need to know, or what they will find out, is the AMPV is much more mobile, much better force protection and survivability than the 113, and has a lot of onboard power. So it's able to take on all the Army's digital backbone that they have out there to use in the battle space. The mobility allows it to keep up with tanks and Bradleys, so it can stay forward in the fight. And of course, the force protection allows it to stay up with those vehicles, and the commander is confident that it's going to be there when they need it the most.
And are these currently deployed? Are these in the field?
Yeah, so like I said, this one's a prototype, but we have AMPVs, 5 different variants that are currently fielded to 3rd Infantry Division. There are 2 medical vehicles. One's a medical evacuation or an ambulance, and it is configurable to take 4 litters or 6 ambulatory, or can reconfigure on the move to do 2 and 3. There's also a medical treatment vehicle, which is literally a surgical room on track wrapped in armor, so they can have the battalion surgeon forward to help extend that golden hour for a soldier. There's a mortar variant, 120 millimeter mortar, which is the commander's artillery. Then there's a general purpose vehicle that the 1st Sergeant uses for resupply for his troops forward. And then the last one is the mission command vehicle, which allows the Army for the first time to get the digital network down to the battalion level in a tracked vehicle that can stay abreast of its main fighting force. Yeah, it's an impressive array.
That's an impressive. From research and development to right now, how long?
It took years to get from initial concept, and that's because the AMPV is a brand new vehicle. It's not a refurb or an overhaul.
Point two.
It's a brand new, built from scratch, trackpad up, brand new combat vehicle. So it took a long number of years. And when you do that, the Army is very driven by the test to make sure the vehicle performs with the requirements they want, and it's safe for the soldier to use. So all those tests are needed and required. It's live fired, and it goes through all those. And then we have to prove out that what we built prototypes in test, we can then build in production. So there's another battery of tests that happen after we start producing to ensure the quality and the standards that the Army demands are met. And we did all that, and now we are in full fielding mode to 3rd ID, and follow-on units across the country and overseas will get AMPVs as well.
How did you get it in here?
Oh, this one we drove in. So a lot of people think these prototypes are made of plywood and they're fake, but no. Not at BAE Systems, baby. No, this is a full-on vehicle. That vehicle drove in The turret operates. You'll see it move and slew back and forth. This one, like I said, fired down at Fort Moore, so it's still got the Georgia clay mud on it. It's a magnificent beast, and we drive them in. At BAE Systems, we do it right. It is a full-on operational vehicle.
That's so cool. Now, you talked about the ammunition a little bit on this one, but can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's a 30 millimeter. The beauty of the 30 millimeter, it has a proximity capability. So when we were testing a different type of turret like this out in Arizona, BAE internal IRAD money, we were shooting down quadcopters, and it allows you to shoot at range. You don't have to get a pinpoint hit, but you can get something close by, and it'll take the quadcopters out. And very intuitive. One of the people that was out with us was our comms chief, and she had never fired anything. We got her in the back of that, and they gave her about 20 minutes of instruction, and she was so intuitive. She was shooting things out of the sky. I mean, it was amazing.
So, okay.
Next time we'll invite you out, because it's a lot of fun to shoot these bad boys.
Oh man, I mean that would be a dream of a lifetime. So, hey, Bill, talk about your military career a little bit, Colonel.
Yeah, so my military career really started when I was a young boy. My dad was a career infantryman. So for all the Heidelberg Lions out there, all hail Heidelberg, grew up in the DoD school system, then went to the University of Kansas and commissioned through ROTC as an infantryman, and spent all my time in the infantry, 82nd Airborne, 75th Ranger Regiment, 1st Cav Division. So it really, it's a family thing, and then the service really is part of who I am and what I do. So coming into BAE Systems was a natural step for me to stay connected to the men and women who serve the country and provide them quality vehicles.
So you went to the University of what?
University of Kansas, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Yeah, we're from Kansas City.
Oh, is that right? God bless you. God bless you.
But you're a Jayhawks fan?
I am a huge Jayhawk fan. I'm telling you. So my wife is a Wildcat, so we all know she married up, and that's okay. She's a beautiful woman. I love her to death. But yeah, I'm a Jayhawk. You guys aren't Jayhawks?
We're
Missouri Tigers?
He might be. I live in Missouri. I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're a Wildcat. You're like Marcia. She's a Wildcat.
And it's so fun. It's so funny. You know, you talk to people about Kansas City. The first question is what? Kansas or Missouri?
Oh yeah. Well, people that know the area, yeah, they ask you, where are you from? Yeah. Kansas or Missouri?
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite barbecue restaurant there?
So of course I love Gates, but my favorite steak place is the Golden Ox down by Old Kemper Arena.
Yeah.
Talk about some killer steak. Come on. That's
you ever been to Jess and Jim Steakhouse?
Have not.
Oh, been there for 86 years.
Jess and Jim?
Yeah, like 135th and huh? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just yeah. Yeah.
I love me a good steak. Midwest kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to find steak like that anywhere else.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. It's a Kansas City strip, not an NY strip, right? It's a Kansas City strip, right? Exactly.
People don't understand.
Pals in New York. Come on now.
It's kind of turned into a cooking show. It's cooking with Bill.
We'll spark the grill up. We'll get it rolling.